Well, let's talk to David Andersen, Associate Professor of US Politics at Durham University. David, good to see you. Welcome. Just how significant is this moment, both symbolically and politically?
Well, it's important in both ways. Symbolically, Mayor Mamdani is going to be very young. He looks different from any mayor the city has had in a generation now. But one of the primary differences is that he is not from the billionaire or multimillionaire class that has long dominated New York City politics. And he's talking about politics in a very different way, as if it's from the grassroots up. And that has the possibility of changing how New York City politics runs. And if it works there, that could be exported around the country.
Mamdani ran as a democratic socialist. How does his victory reflect the growing strength of the progressive wing within the Democratic Party?
Well, it definitely reveals that that wing is strong and it is growing. But I think his election poses some problems for the Democrats because he himself really put this campaign together in a very unique way. And in a city like New York, where 70% of the voters tend to be Democrats, there was room and there was a welcoming of a very progressive agenda. The question is whether that's going to hold nationwide or even on the bigger venue as states. There were two very important statewide elections that happened yesterday, and the candidates who won there were not very progressive. And they did very well. And it's going to cause a lot of questions within the Democratic Party on whether they should moderate and go to the center, because that's where a lot of the state-level voters are, or whether they go to the progressive side and rack up some big wins in places like New York City.
So Democrats winning these key races in New Jersey and Virginia. Do you think that these results amount to a genuine blue wave, or are they simply more localized wins?
No, I think this is definitely evidence that there is a blue wave out there forming, and that should not be very surprising. Traditionally in American politics, in the middle of a president's term, there's a midterm election, and the president's party almost always loses seats. And this is just evidence that what is typical is happening. The only question we really have is how sizable will this wave be? The state, I think, really that indicates what's happening is New Jersey. In 2024, President Trump only lost the state of New Jersey by about 3 points. He made it very competitive. Last night, the New Jersey Democrat won by 13, which means it's probably not competitive at this moment. And if New Jersey's not competitive, the Republican Party has an entire nation to look at and wonder how they're going to fare.
Off-year elections, it's suggested, are often a bellwether. What might these results suggest for next year's US midterms and potentially even for control of Congress?
Well, I think the signal right now is that the Democratic Party is poised to do much better in the midterm elections than they did in the previous presidential election. In Trump's first term, Democrats were able to sweep back into power and take control of the House. And I think they're on pace to do that again this year. If they can win sizable victories in Virginia and New Jersey, it means they're on pace to do the same across the nation.
David, good to see you. Thanks so much for your time. David Andersen, Associate Professor of US Politics at Durham University.